I'm actually going to talk a bit more about letting ourselves be influenced by others because it's not just about the beings, it's also about people in general, especially with us who are very sensitive to feeling. It's easy for ourselves to blend us out and to trust the impulses of others that come into our life and basically feeling as if that's our own energy, that is who we are, even though we are not, because we have learned to be so sensitive to what is going on around us, to the people around us, maybe to our parents, so that we just trust all the different impulses that we get from the outside more than the things that come up in us. And that can be the case, especially for people who come from like a environment which isn't that safe, like in the childhood or later on, when you feel like you have to be very mindful of what you are doing and saying to not get the consequences of different things. And then we learn to be very selective and very mindful of our whole environment. We have like this radar going on. Where is it safe? How do I stay safe? What is that other person? How is he feeling? What is he doing? Is it going to be any danger to me, or is it fine? And we learn to be like very, very, very feeling and mindful and sensitive to all of that. And that can cause us to not feel ourselves anymore because we are so very much obsessed about the environment unconsciously, because it's not something we do consciously, at least not most of the time, that we just don't feel ourselves. And it can even be about, I notice this often in people. There are some people who always, when they go into a room, they choose their place in a corner where they can see everything, where they can see the entrance, where they can see all the people around them, where there is just a wall on their back where nothing can come from. Because they just want to have everything in their eye corners, seeing everything. And that is like the sign, especially if it's something that happens again and again and again, you can become conscious about it. If you observe yourself a bit, am I maybe doing this? So you want to learn how to come back to yourself and ground yourself. So grounding exercises help, feeling yourself helps, and just very much learning yourself and getting to know yourself, creating a safe space around you where there is just you. Because if you have all of those different influences in you all the time, how do you even know who you are? Like, what is your true being? Do you even know it? Maybe you don't. Maybe you are so influenced and you feel others all the time, and you still have those energetic imprints in your body from other people, that you don't even notice your true being and the light that wants to shine from you. And talking about these energetic imprints, I talked about this also in another video. It can be connections to your family, it can be old friends that you still feel in your system, and it can be like memories and things that have happened, emotions that are still stored there, things from other people, especially like thought forms that are there, like words your father or mother said to you there, that's still in your field. All those things are still there, like especially also for women. You have like a lot of sexual stuff through all those partners that you have had with whom you had sex. Like, those things tend to stick to the body and they stay in the energetic field. And for those people who have relationships that are open or polyamory, be sensitive of your own energy, because there are going to be a lot of different energies coming into you. And you have to be mindful of yourself. Like, do you want that? And I know what I'm talking about. I was in an open relationship, and I was also trying out polyamory for some time. And yeah, you can even notice it. Like if you feel all of that better, then you know how, when your system is kind of cleaned out of that energy, or when that still is in you. Especially if you have maybe a partner also, then you also know when has that partner slept with someone else and the connection is still in his body, and then you feel it in your body because the partner is going to bring the connection to the other person with him to your life and into your sex life maybe. So suddenly you're having sex with your partner, but the connection is still there. So it's if it is as if, and it is so, that the energy of the other person who you might not want there is still with you in your sex life. So these are the kind of things you become aware of the more of this work you do. And those are the things you want to be aware of because they are there and you might not even know it, you know? Just be mindful about everything. Even food, you know, food has its energy. I became vegan naturally. Like couple of years back I would be like, no, I would never be vegan. That won't happen, because I was eating a lot of meat and I was loving my food style, and I had a lot of different patterns. Like I wouldn't eat sugar or salt, but I would eat meat and stuff. And then it kind of naturally happened that I stopped eating milk and chicken and other meats, and eggs I haven't eaten already for like my lifetime. But there are certain things that started not working anymore for my body, and now I'm vegan. And if I even smell meat or have a little bit of butter, then I get sick, like feeling nauseous, and my belly is like, ugh! So, you know, be mindful also of the things you consume, because it is important. Even if you feel like it's okay, it's just this, you know, tiny thing in my life. No, food has energy. So, you know, food that is still freshly picked. Like I love to pick stuff from the forest and from the field when they are still fresh. They have a different energy. You feel more vital. It's energetic. You don't need so much food. Or the sun. I love inhaling the energy of the sun. And when you go by that, everything has energy. You're going to become very, very aware of everything around you. Even the clothes you put on, is there material, is the energy, is the way that it's made, is it something I want to have on my body the whole day? Is the cosmetics I am using, is that something I want on my face, or the shampoo I'm using? And the more you tune into yourself and your surroundings, then you will know what is right for you and what isn't. You will basically just become very attuned with the fine vibrations of everything. And that might be hard, because you might start to be like, okay, I have to throw half of my clothes away. I have to change my diet. I have to talk about things with my partner. I have to put better boundaries into my life. And there are many different things that might be connected to, even if you don't realize it. Even like using your phone or the certain music you listen to. Every music also has energy and a vibration. So becoming very sensitive to all that might be tricky. So you want to be gentle with yourself. You might want to take time with all that and not just like, okay, I feel like this now, so now I'm gonna throw away everything that doesn't have a good energy. And then 2 days later you can be like, oh shit, what did I do? Because maybe you were influenced by what I was saying, or by some kind of thing in your life, and then you felt like taking this radical step. But no, you know, just stay focused in yourself. That is the truth that I live and that I am feeling. And I actually feel I have to throw away more clothes. I'm still a bit sad about that because I love them, but I feel like I need to, because they don't feel good to myself anymore. So I'm talking from my own experience with all of these things, you know. And just trust your body. Trust that what comes is the right thing for you. You can do this very easily with food. Eating something and checking in, okay, how does this feel to my body? Is it doing me any good? You might even notice some kind of weird habits happening. Like, for example, I went shopping, and this was like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, something like that. And then I came back and put everything in my fridge and stocked everything away. And then I noticed the whole fridge was green. And I was like, okay, apparently I need whatever there is in all of those green things. And it was like a lot of salad stuffs and a lot of basilicum and coriander and rosemary and like all of those different leafy things, spinach, and yeah, like so much green stuff, everything, even cabbage and zucchini, and everything was green. Even the paprika, which I normally buy red paprika, but this time I was like, oh, green paprika, yes. So be mindful of your patterns. Notice everything about yourself, even the water you drink. How does it feel to my body? How is my body responding to that? Become sensitive. And then remember to stay centered in your own being and in your own self. Because even if the outside things can influence you so much, even if you are cautious about the food or the clothes or your life or the weather, whatever, because I'm also very weather sensitive, so that's why I'm mentioning it. You might be too, noticing the changes or whatever is going on. I notice, like, when I'm very good attuned to myself, I even notice astrologically what is going on, if there is like a full moon, or if there is like this I don't know the English world, like the storms going on in the sun, which then radiate the energy onto the earth. I notice those when I'm very centered in myself. I'm like, oh, there is something going on cosmically, and I feel it like coming into me. And stay balanced. When you stay balanced and centered in yourself, there is not so much that can bring you out of it. Even if you eat shitty food or wear the worst kind of clothing or drink shitty water, you know, I'm telling shitty, you know, in my way to just give you a picture of that. I mean, like junk food, and think that's not generally healthy. But if you go with that in a good intention, where you are like, I am myself, I am centered, there is nothing that can do me anything, I'm in my own energy is huge, all the food that I eat will not hurt me in any way, it will be just processed and very quickly metabolized, and everything is going to be good because I am myself, I am in my power, and I feel my true being shining out of me. And that was just like a showy way of showing you what that can seem like. And it also can be just very grounded and quiet out of this settled, grounded energy. And then you are in yourself. And the surroundings, you don't care about that much anymore. You don't care about the way they influence you because you have set a boundary. You have set a boundary to be in your own self, in your own energy, feeling yourself, being yourself, listening to yourself, being aware, being cautious. And staying in your own bubble, centered and grounded, connected to the source. So, I hope this video turned out way longer than I thought it would be. I hope I gave you some impulses, how different things can feel, and what kind of things might influence your life without you even knowing. And I just advise you to be selective and be aware, become selective of all the things in your life, becoming aware of every thought that comes in. Is it my thought? Where is it coming from? Is it from my parents? Something I have heard before. So just become aware.